Morning. So I am here with you today because 2 days ago I was out in my yard and I took a small video of my squash plant. Now, this plant, just to give you some background, I bought a packet of seeds from Walmart 2 years ago, and the packet said butternut squash. So I purchased them and I planted them. And I planted them from seed. I put them outside in my yard. And I then got this plant that I was like, I don't know what this looks like. It's a little bit different than what I'm familiar with, but we'll go along with it. And I got this zucchini that I had never seen before, or two of them actually last year. I had never seen them before. I didn't know what they were. So I looked them up, and it ends up being something called Naples long squash. And so I harvested them and I had them until last February. So I picked them in September, and then sometime in February, I added them to the butternut squash soup that I was making. And I tasted the raw flesh, and it tasted like cantaloupe, I guess, the closer to cantaloupe, right? And so it had more flavor, let's say, than the other squash. If you ate it raw, you might not like the taste. So anyway, long story short, they were good for 5 months, and then I was like, okay, I need to make them, and yeah, I the butternut squash that grew last year was also in the same category of how I ended up getting this harvest this year, and I haven't picked all of them yet. I will show you the video of the mother plants. But anyway, last year, the same situation happened. I bought a butternut squash. The year before, so 2 years ago, I ended up eating the butternut squash. I kept some seeds. I threw the rest in the compost pile. The compost pile broke down. It looked like regular soil that I could then transport into my garden. And lo and behold, I had so many plants coming up, and I thought it was pumpkin, but it was butternut squash. And I ended up getting like 17, 18 large butternut squashes that I ended up making soup all the way until May because I kept them in its original form. I didn't make them beforehand as I ran out of butternut squash soup that I had frozen. I would make another batch. And that lasted until May of this year. We're in September, right? And so that means I had butternut squash soup, I should say, all the way into the summer. So May was the last batch of butternut squash soup that I had made. And in one of those batches, back in February, I had added what I'm about to show you in that stock. Now, those seeds produced this year because those seeds that I threw in the compost pile, I did save a few, germinated this year. And the video I'm about to show you will show you how big it got, which is very big. And then these are the vegetables that I picked so far. And I have more on the vines that I haven't picked. So, are you ready? Let's see. Let's turn them around. Okay, I can't turn the film around, so I am just going to turn the camera around. This is my harvest. Everything that I picked so far. And just to give you an idea how big this is, can you tell? Look at how big that is. and they are heavy. I think the biggest one in the back must weigh at least 20 pounds. And so, yeah, I guess I'm going to have a lot of soup this year or a lot of vegetables with my side dishes. Now, the thing that you have to remember when you're picking squash is you have to, number one, do the test, the fingernail test, and that tells you that it's ready to be picked. And then when you pick them, you have to leave a long enough stem that will preserve the squash and allow you to have it for a longer period of time. Now, I don't have a cellar. I don't have a root cellar. If I had a root cellar, I think maybe they would have lasted longer. I have them on the floor of my tiled kitchen, which I don't have a finished basement, so the cool air comes up, so it's usually nice and cold. And so I think that's why they lasted. If it was a regular home, regular heat, high heat, these probably would not have lasted until February. We're going to see where or how long, I should say, these last. And then, hopefully, um, we can make something out of them. And maybe I'll show you what that looks like when the time comes. Thank you and stay tuned. Take care. Watch the next video because that's the mother plants.